clicked on this video is because there's something in your life that is not happening, that you've been wanting it to happen for so long. And you're like, when is it gonna happen? I'm here to tell you the 3 reasons why it's not happening and what you can do about it. Now, I'm not promising you that you're gonna get exactly what you want, what your ego wants, but I'm promising you that there's gonna be something even better. There's something even better that's in the works for you. There's a greater plan, and this is what I want to install in you with this video. Now, let's consider that every one of you watching this video has a different story, has taken different actions up to this day, has a different dream. So let me tell you 3 situations you might be in. You might relate to one or more of these situations. So the first one is that you are someone that's been taking action over action, and you've been relentless. You've been working so hard towards that goal or that dream that you have, and you're not seeing the results. Like, you are feeling exhausted, you're feeling fed up, and you're like, when is it gonna happen? Is there something I'm doing wrong? Now, you might be this other person that has a big vision, that has a big plan. You know in your heart what you want, but you're unable to take action. Even when you do take action, like, you feel like you could do more, and you feel stuck, you feel frozen, you feel like you're self-sabotaging, and you're like, why am I not able to move forward? Why am I doing this to myself? What's in the way? Or you might be this person that knows in your heart that there's something else. You're not satisfied with your current circumstances, but you don't know exactly what you want. You don't know exactly what that vision is, what that dream is. It's like not fully formed. So you want to take action, but you feel a bit all over the place. Like, you don't know which side to go. You don't know what's truly calling you, and you're feeling stuck. And you're asking yourself, is there even something out there for me? So whatever profile you resonate with, there's a special message for you, and at the end I will be giving a personal message to each one of these profiles. Now, whatever profile you resonated with, please let me know in the comments. I'm really curious to know who is watching this video and what they are struggling with at the moment. Now let's get into the juice. The juice is gonna get like juicier as we go, so stick with me. For every reason that I'm gonna give you that something is not working out for you, I'll also give you an invitation, like what to do about it. So if you're serious about this, sit down, take a notepad, write stuff down. Whatever resonates with you, write it down so that you can remember it, so that you can register it. Like, it's a lot more powerful when we actually write things down, and so you'll be receiving a lot more from this video. Okay, so the first reason why your dreams are not manifesting is because there's a greater plan at hand. I know that your dream, that your vision is coming from your soul. It's coming from someplace so much more deeper inside of you. But there's a big chance that your ego is taking the reins here. What's happening is that your ego wants a specific outcome. Your ego is just focused on what it's going to receive. But what your ego is not seeing is that there's a bigger picture at hand. Your ego can't see that bigger picture. You can't see that bigger picture, but you can feel it. I know deep down you know there's something bigger than what you're going after. It's not so much about what you're receiving. It's not so much about the circumstances. It's about the energy behind it. And the ego is so laser focused on what it's not receiving that it's not seeing everything that's happening, everything, all the behind the scenes. It's not seeing the bigger picture. If only you knew what was happening here behind the scenes, like, you would be amazed. But you have to trust. You have to know. You have to know that there's something bigger. Whenever something is not working out, it's in your favor. There's something bigger happening for you. And you have to surrender to that feeling, to that knowing. This is where real growth happens. This is where peace of mind happens. This is where you can let go and not be constantly in that stage of stress and anxiety and feeling like the whole weight is on your shoulders, because it's not. Let your ego release the control it wants to have. Allow yourself to surrender and know that everything is all right. Everything is safe right now. I'm not saying like stop taking actions and just sit on your back and wait for stuff to happen. Like, I would never get views and subscribers on my YouTube channel if I don't actually sit down and make a video and post a video. You still need to take action, but it's about releasing the expectations, releasing the need for a result. It doesn't mean the results is not gonna come, but if it's not happening for you yet, there's maybe something there. There's maybe something that's asking you to surrender. Drop into your spirit, drop into your soul, drop into your heart, and know that you're safe here, you're safe now, and that everything is working out exactly how it should. There's no doubting that, because if it wouldn't be, it wouldn't be that way. If things wouldn't be how they should be, they would just not be like that. And I know your ego doesn't want to hear that, but for your soul, that resonates. For your soul, it's just like, yeah, I know, that makes sense. Just like let go. So I'm gonna get back to this point in other sections of the video, because this feels like the fact that there's a greater plan is like the top of the pyramid. Everything that I'm saying following this point is all related to that fact. So it's gonna become more and more clear. So another reason why your goals are not working at the moment is because you still have something to learn. See this as your training period. You are becoming the person that is able to hold that dream, that is able to hold that vision into existence. There might be some stuff that you haven't learned yet. It can be a skill. It can be something you still need to heal from. There can be a lesson behind this, and there could be a mindset that needs to shift. Just remember that everything is happening for you. If you're still in that victim mindset, this is an invitation for you to let that go. Victim mindset is not gonna bring you anywhere. It's not helping you at all. It's just keeping you in that space where you have no authority over your life, you have no control over your life, and things just happen to you and you can't do nothing about it. Place yourself in a place where you're empowering yourself. If you see this as an opportunity, whatever is not working out, if you see it as an opportunity, you're placing yourself in an empowered space. Because now you're taking something that's undesired and you're making an opportunity out of it. Imagine if your ego always had what it wanted. Everything you ever wanted, you always had it. It was always handed to you. Would you be growing? Would you be learning all the valuable lessons you learned up to this day? Like, look back to moments where you didn't get what you wanted, but in the end, it taught you so much. You've grown so much from it. You became so much more wiser, so much more stronger, so much more resilient. And maybe it brought you in another place in your life where you understood why that needed to happen. But if things were just handed to you, at some point it would kind of be boring and you would never be growing, you would never be challenged. So now my invitation is for you to ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me right now? What is not aligned? Is there something I can change? Is there something I can learn? Is there something that I'm not seeing? Now, when we ask those questions, let go of your ego's need to get the answer right away. Because maybe you'll get an answer right away, but maybe it's gonna take a bit of time. When we ask questions like that, we are saying, I'm ready to receive the answer. And so when the answer arrives, be ready to receive it. Don't block it away, because the answer is gonna come. It could come in so many different ways. It could come directly, like you receive the answer, you're taking a shower and like, oh my god, like the pieces come together. But it could come indirectly, like you see something on your phone, on social media, or someone tells you something and it resonates something inside of you, or really in different ways. So be ready to receive the answer. Allow yourself to be curious. Allow yourself to have fun with it. Like, not be too serious about it. Like, yes, there might be something to learn, but let's make it fun. Like, hey, this is fun, I'm learning stuff, I'm growing. See this as a game where you're just always improving yourself, and anything that happens your way is to step up that game even more. Because no matter what, a promise I make to you is that in this human life, there's always challenges that come. Even when you get everything you ever wanted, there's gonna be other challenges. So if you're always feeling like it's going against you, it's gonna be a really hard life. How can we switch this around? How can we make this fun? How can we make this more like a game? Like, stop playing small. If there's something, like the reason why you're not getting what you want is for you to expand, for you to step into something bigger. Stop playing at these low levels. Switch that mindset around. I know for a fact that if you're watching this video, you're not someone that's meant to play small. Okay, look at the bigger picture of all this. Look at the greater plan. You are receiving so much more than what you're seeing and than what your ego wants. Now, this brings me to my third point, and I know I said there would be 3 reasons for why you're not receiving what you want, but there's actually a 4th one that's going to be coming as a bonus after this one, so stick with me. Your dreams are not happening because you are being redirected, and there's a lot of layers to this one, so let's unpack this together. You can be redirected in the form, so from one form to another. So this is like the more basic one. So let's say you say, I want to do a YouTube video and a YouTube channel, and then you're doing YouTube and it's not working, and then you realize like, hey, finally I don't like doing YouTube, I want to do a podcast. Maybe something in the form is not working and it's redirecting you towards something else, something that's more aligned with you. Now, it can be that, but most probably there's something even bigger happening. There's a bigger redirection that's happening. Our goals are not so much about the form, they're about the essence of it, the reason why we're doing it. And oftentimes we lose sight of the essence. And the best example I have for this is someone that's building a business. They quit their 9-to-5 because they want to choose their schedule, they want to have time for their family, they want to have freedom in their like financial freedom, time freedom, they want to live a slower life. And then they start their business. And they get caught up into building their business that they lose sight of why they initially started it. And they start working for their business instead of having their business work for them. And then they become exhausted, they become tired, they're even working more hours than they would on a 9-to-5. And they just completely lost sight of why they started this. So there might be a redirection in that sense, where there might be something you're doing and you're so focused on the goal and on the form of the goal that you forget what the initial reason you are doing it for. So maybe it's not working because life is like, hey, you're losing sight. Bring yourself back in the heart. Bring yourself back in your soul. Bring yourself back in that vision. What truly matters here? What's real for you? So here, whatever your goal is, whatever your dream is, always bring yourself to the reason why. And first of all, this is gonna help you keep going because that reason why is so much bigger than what you're receiving. But there might be something even deeper. And now, if you're still watching at this point in this video, it's because this message was really meant to find you. You're ready to hear this, and I know you are. I know your soul is ready to hear this. I even know your ego might be ready to hear this too, okay? I want you to ask yourself, what is the actual goal? Behind the goal, behind the goal. What did you actually come here to do? And I'm speaking like bigger level, okay? What did you come here to do on earth? Why are you here? What is this life all about? This is your spirit talking to you. And you might say, I'm not sure, or I came here for this or that, but let me tell you what you came here for. You came here to evolve. You came here to meet yourself, to experience yourself. You came here to discover your true self, to remove all the illusions of who you think you are, to really tap into that essence of who you truly are. You came here for your soul's evolution. You came here to grow. You came here to meet the beauty. Like everything that's happening is happening for you to evolve. Everything in your life is happening for this evolution. Everything that goes right, everything that doesn't go right. There's no right or wrong. Everything is going as it should be. And it sticks to this first point where I was like, there's a greater plan. But when you remember why you're here and the simplicity, it's like all the rest is not as important anymore. Whatever happens to you, you're able to receive it because you know that you're gaining so much out of it. In the end, like I'm not saying you're not going to get any of your dreams that are going to realize themselves. I'm sure you will. But in the end, that doesn't even matter. And the more you meet yourself, the more you see how it doesn't matter. And the less you're attached to having these things happen. Because the more you feel whole, the more you feel fulfilled from the inside out. Let me tell you, like, there's nothing on the external that can give you what you have not yet cultivated in the inside. Nothing. It doesn't matter the amount of money you have, the amount of success you have. It doesn't matter if you met the love of your life, or if you have a family or whatever. If the soil inside is depleted, you're never gonna fully be able to receive these things on the outside. You're always gonna feel depleted on the inside. There's always gonna be something that's wrong. So this is what life is doing for you. It's pushing you to meet yourself, to cultivate it from the inside, to cultivate wealth from the inside, prosperity from the inside, love from the inside, adventure from the inside. Whatever your dream is, it's like, oh, I want to travel. Maybe that's your soul giving you hints on what you are lacking on the inside. But not lacking like you don't have it, but what you're not nourishing on the inside. So maybe if you're like, I just want to meet the love of my life, I just want to meet the love of my life. Oh, where am I not giving myself that love? Where am I not cultivating love from the inside? And then the outside is just naturally gonna match that. There's often a delay, but it's just gonna match that. It has no other choice, like it's gonna match that. But if it's not matching it yet, there's maybe something that has not been cultivated yet inside of you. And maybe you're like, but why is it always easier for someone else? Like, why am I the one struggling more than everyone else? That's a good thing. That's because life knows that you are ready to evolve past the point that other people have evolved. You are ready for bigger things. You are ready to get to know yourself at a deeper level. Life is doing you a favor. Life is giving you more challenges so that you can tap into that because it knows your potential, it knows you're able to. Like, there's some great things in the works for you, and everything you think you want is not actually that. What you're receiving is so much more bigger. You know, imagine yourself as being the soil. If you have a rich soil, like your whole body is the soil, everything inside, and you have a lot of nutrients and it's rich, everything that you're gonna plant is gonna grow. There's gonna be flowers growing all around in your outer circumstances. It's an inside job. It starts from the inside. And even if there's no flowers right now, you won't worry because you know you have the soil to make them grow, because you can rely on yourself. But imagine if that soil is depleted. There's not much that can grow from it. The only flowers you get is the ones that you find on your road that people give you, but they're not in anything sustainable that can continue to make them grow, so they just die. You know, it's like some people, yes, they can have a lot of money, but from the inside, they feel depleted. So no matter what they have on the outside, they're not appreciating it. And sometimes they even lose it. It's like, what's the point to live in a big mansion if you feel all rotten inside? But if there's life that's growing from the inside, like, the external is just gonna match that. And if it doesn't match that right away, you won't be bothered from it as much because you know that that's not the goal. So you're here to evolve. You're here to meet yourself. You're here to get deeper. And life is always giving you opportunities for that. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a gift. And I hope you can see this. Your soul can see this. I hope the message can get to your ego to give some slack and go in the back seat. And now the last point of why it's not happening yet for you is that you might not be ready for success. And I'm not saying this in a way to shame you, it's quite the opposite. It's really to empower you. To see if you're not ready for success, look at how you handle failure. This is a big one. If you handle failure in a shitty way, that means you're not ready for the success. However you handle failure is how you'll handle success. And this brings me back to the point where you still have something to learn, like the second point that I mentioned. This can give you a hint. So look at how you handle failure in that specific dream or goal that you have. So let's say your goal is to meet the love of your life. Well, look at how you handle rejection. Are you able to handle it? Or do you go in your head and then you feel like you're a failure and everyone's gonna reject you and blah, 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 blah. If that's the case, there's something that needs to be seen. There's something that's not being seen. And you'll be truly ready to hold this space for the love of your life when you will have dealt with your fear of rejection. And I have an example for this, like a personal example that happened to me 3 weeks ago. So for me, my main goal right now is building my business and doing YouTube videos, and I made a video a few weeks back. I was like, okay, this one is the one that's gonna go viral. Like, I know it because it was flowing so much. I really love how I delivered the message, and I was like, people are gonna see me, people are gonna see this video, people are gonna subscribe, this is gonna go viral or like semi-viral, whatever. It's gonna like function well compared to my other videos that get like 20 or 40 views. After like maybe 24 hours of posting the video, I woke up in the morning and I checked the stats and I had like 10 views. I had less than I had normally. And it was really a bummer. It hit me. I took it the wrong way. Like, I was so deceived. I saw that. I just woke up in the morning. I got so upset, so angry at life, and was like, man, I've been working so hard because like I've had a channel since 2021. Like I had another channel and it's been a struggle, and I fit in all the categories of the profiles that I said at first. Like in different moments of my life, I was in different of those. Now I'm like in the action moment where I'm taking action and I'm not seeing results yet. And I was like, man, I'm working so hard. And then I really felt like a victim. And this is how I handled failure. But I didn't stay in that state. Like, okay, I had my little tantrum, I cried, whatever, I went in the shower, I was angry, and then I was like, okay, get over yourself. What is this telling you? Because of my reaction, I saw where I was at and why I was still not working. And since then, like, I spent like a few days where I was in this more negative vibe. And I just really worked on that. I really did the internal work. Like how I feel now about doing videos and my YouTube channel and whatever is like night and day. Like I feel so much more confident. I'm so much less attached to outcome. But the fact that I reacted that way showed me that I was not ready for that success. And just the fact of seeing it as a failure is where there needs to be a mindset shift. And I'm so grateful that this happened because it showed me where I was still not being aligned in the way I was delivering the message, in the way I was showing up. In the end, I learned a lot from this situation. So it's perfect that it happened like that because there was a redirection. There was something that it's like, this is not the energy through which I want to build my business. And then I questioned myself, where am I still operating through that ego side or through that limiting side or through those expectations? And I reframed it. And now I feel like I'm more ready for success. I'm gonna be so excited when there's a video that like pops out. I'm gonna be so happy. But the fact that a video didn't pop out, I was still happy because I'm proud of the way that I'm showing up. And I'm reframing the way I'm showing up, like, hey, let me have fun, let me experiment, this is not so serious, let me learn. I'm allowed to have my learning curve. Like I'm gonna get better and better at it, and over time it's gonna work. I just know it's gonna work, and I know there's a greater plan. And overall, like building a YouTube channel since 2021 has brought me to evolve in different ways. So my invitation for you is to not focus on what you don't have, but focus on what you're receiving from not having what you have. Like not from not receiving what you want. Now, I did say I would give a personal message for every profile I named at the beginning. This is more like an intuitive message that I feel your soul needs to hear right now. So if you're that person that has been working so hard, you have been putting so much effort, taking so much action, and you're kind of feeling exhausted right now, don't give up. But also give yourself some slack. You don't need to work this hard. Your value is not tied to the amount of work you do. Your results are not tied to the amount of work you do. You don't need to hold all this weight on your shoulders. It's not yours to hold. You are a creator, and you can't create without putting so much strain, without putting so much effort. You are so big and you're so valuable. And when you tap into that within yourself, your outer circumstances will match that. You can let go. Know that you are so supported, and all the efforts you're putting are not going unnoticed. You are greatly supported, more than you let yourself believe. You can breathe in and breathe out the tension. And repeat this mantra after me. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Now, if you are this person that has this big vision, this big goal, and you just can't seem to put the right amount of action into it, that you feel stuck, that you feel stagnant, this is a time for self-nurturing. This is not a time to be going outwards. This is a time for you. This is a time to go inwards. You are not being asked to create big things. You are being asked for self-reflection, for introspection, for nurturing yourself, for loving yourself. You are so beautiful and you are so valuable, and you don't need to do anything for it. I want you to know that you are safe. You are safe here and now. You repeat that after me. I am safe. I am safe. Now, if you are the person that knows there's something big in your heart that you're not happy with your current circumstances, but you feel stuck because you don't know which way to go. You're kind of confused. You know there's something, you just can't grasp it. This is a time for exploration. This is a time for adventure. You are allowed to not having it figured out. You don't need to have it figured out. Most of us don't even if we pretend we do. You don't need to have it figured out. Just say this: I'm allowed to not have it figured out. Now, there's a possibility that you are confused because your vision is so big, your heart is so big that you are trying to grasp it, you're trying to contain it. But it was never meant to be contained. You are meant to be a living expression of your bigness. Drop out everything you think you need to do, everywhere you think you need to be. Just allow yourself to be like a child and go out and play. Have fun. You are meant to be free. Free yourself from your own expectations. Now repeat after me. I'm allowed to have fun. I'm allowed to figure it out as I go. I'm allowed to not know where I'm going. I'm meant for great things. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me a lot as a small creator. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this, and thank you for sticking around. I love you.